So when you go to a table with a bottle of wine, you have a linen napkin over your arm, and you're showing them the label. These bottles all don't have labels on them. What is the purpose of me showing the guests the label?
That you have the right wine.
To make sure it's the right wine? Okay. Yeah. See, to confirm the label. So on the label, they'll see this is the wine I ordered, yes, and that's what they're doing. Okay? They're not going, oh yeah, that's the wine. You may have, the bartender may have gotten the wrong wine, you may have mixed it up, you brought it out, you might have misunderstood what they've said. So you're getting them to confirm, okay, what the label is. Okay, that's the purpose of that. Okay, what do I do next?
Hold the wine bottle in a professional cup. Screw with a nice attachment from your pocket. Scoop with a capsule, a capsule, foil or wrap in your pocket.
Okay, so then I'm going to hold the wine bottle by the neck, the label facing the guest still. Okay, so they can still see I haven't switched the bottle. You're going to then get your knife out from the end of your corkscrew, and you are moving it along the bottom lip of this. Okay, you can see that there's different grooves in the bottle. You're putting it along the bottom one. You're trying to go in as straight a line as possible, not zigzag sawing it around. Okay, you're going around one way. So you can go around this way. Some people turn the bottle and then do this half of it, so it's as straight as possible. Then you're going to take your knife and you're going to go to the bottom of where you started cutting, and you're going to bring your knife across the top of your bottle. Okay, can you see that? Then you're going to try to pull this off. Yeah, this is the foil we buy here. Okay, then you're going to try to pull the foil off like that, and it should be fairly straight around. I'm at the table. Where does this go? Okay, so it goes in my pocket, which I don't have right now, so I'll put it right there. Okay, then I'm going to close my knife. I don't need my knife anymore. What's the third thing I'm doing? Okay, so I'm just wiping the top of the bottle where the cork is. Okay, there might be foil wrappers or something there that might fall into the wine after. So I'm making sure that's all good. Haley, what do I do next?
Insert corkscrew into the center of the cork and twist the
Helix.
helix in the cork until only one turn of the corkscrew is visible.
Okay, so the middle part of the corkscrew here, this is the helix. Okay, or the worm, people call it. It's got a pointy end on it. You're going to then put the pointy end into the middle of the corkscrew. If you put, or the cork, if you put it too far to one side or the other, you're going to break your cork, you're going to get along the side of the bottle, and you could actually cut through the glass and the glass break. It's not good. These corks aren't good either. Okay. These training bottles are really good practice for you because the corks aren't that great and they're kind of hard to get out, so you can practice on hard things before you get the easier one. Okay, then you've got a little bit of the helix showing at the top here. Okay, you're then going to push this into the bottle. This is a two-step corkscrew. There's one step here and one step there. That's the purpose of these two things. You're pushing this in with your thumb. You are then holding it down here. You're not holding it like this, right? You're not going like this. You want it to look kind of as elegant as you can. You got your elbow down here, and then you're going to pull up like a little chicken thing. Okay, then your cork has come out enough that you can put the next step down, pushing your thumb in. You're then going to be pulling out the rest of the cork. And when you're pulling it out, you don't want to be turning this because you don't want the cork to bend, because if the cork bends, it's going to break, and then you're going to have a broken cork. So you want it to come out as straight as possible, okay, and look like that. Now what do I do? May.
Wipe the inside lid of the bottle with clean cloth or napkin to remove residue and cork particles.
No, before that, number 6.
Remove the cork from the corkscrew and place the cork on the table to the right of the host. Put the corkscrew back into your pocket.
Okay, so after I take the cork out, I don't put this down. I keep holding this. I've got this in my hand. I can move it over to this hand. I'm going to take this off.
How can you put that on the table?
Hmm?
How can you put the cork on the table by the desk?
Why do I put it there? Well, sometimes if you've got red bottles of red wine with corks, it needs to be laying on its side for the cork to be in contact with the wine. So if you can see the cork's really dry, it may not be in contact with the wine and you might think that you're having a problem with it. Some people smell the corks. The cork doesn't do anything. It doesn't tell you if the wine's good or bad. So people that smell the corks, it's just something they like to do. But we put the cork down. People like to play with them at the tables and then do things. So we put the cork down to the right of the host. Then we're going to put this back into our pocket because we don't need it anymore. Okay, and then, Kirsty, what am I doing?
Well, May said to wipe the inside of the.
Okay, so then I'm wiping the inside of the bottle, making sure there's no cork particles that may be chipped out of it. Okay, and then, what am I doing?
For a 1 ounce tasting for the host.
Okay, so if my host was sitting here, I'm going to pour a 1 ounce taste. So that's about an ounce. Okay, when you pour wine, you do not touch the bottle to the glass. You pour it up here, and you don't want it to drip. Okay, so when you're pouring, you pour, and when you want to stop, you turn it a little bit. Saw that? Okay. Then what do you do?
Fill glasses 1/3 to half full, starting with the first female guest to the host right and with the host.
Okay. So I would go around the rest of the table and then come back to my host and then put the same amount of wine into here. Okay. Then sometimes you would use this napkin to kind of wipe it because it may be dripping. Okay. If you had a white wine, you would then put it into a bucket at the